Hi, everybody. Day 3 today. Goodness, yesterday was pretty intense. As you guys, oh no, you haven't even seen those pictures yet. So you haven't seen the pictures from yesterday yet. I feel very strange about posting all the pictures, just so you know. This was part of it. This was our commitment that we would put all the media up and we would put videos and we'd film virtual reality. And I have these moments where I'll be sitting with a mentally disabled person trying to get them to eat, and I'll look over and see a Samsung S8 and a Gear 360 sitting in the middle. It's a very strange experience, but I keep reminding myself, and Ian's being really good at reminding me that that was part of it, that we were meant to be doing this. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't mean to turn around. That was the idea, that we were sharing it with you guys. So I have to keep remembering that, because it doesn't feel right to me in many ways, and yet I feel like maybe I'm being hypocritical because I'm posting so many pictures, but I'm doing it because I want to create the change in you guys. That's the honest truth. I don't mean to be disrespectful or rude or make judgments about anyone for doing the things that they do in their world, but we could be doing so much more. And that's why I'm posting it, to try and inspire you guys to see how fortunate we are and how lucky we are and how much of a difference what we have can make. Because the sort of perspective that I mean is that yesterday we did go to a shelter for people that are disabled and who have major issues. I went into cages and fed men that were tied up in chains to protect themselves from themselves and others. And I did all of that. And then we came back to the orphanage that Gotham runs and played with the children and sang and danced and laughed and did 5 little monkeys jumping on a bed and, did limbo. I taught them limbo. And I do all of this with them, and then I get to understand from Gotham that these are children that were saved from the slums, and they were children that were saved from trafficking and abusive parents, and they are so different than you would expect, because what Gotham is doing is growing them up to be service-oriented. The kids are required to do service as well as their education and as well as their lessons, and they're given so much love and so much warmth. And to see the difference between being in a shelter with disabled people who are being beaten and chained up in the morning and then going to this orphanage, the whole reason he does what he does is to ensure that the way he's doing it becomes the future. He's trying to raise the money to build an orphanage and an old people's home and a shelter like the other one, but of course way better. And when I asked him how much money it was going to be to do that, thinking it was going to be heaps, he told me what was the equivalent of $140,000 to buy 3 acres of land. And then we worked out probably about another $100,000 to maintain it. So for $2,400, he could be providing a home for those people, 1,000 people. And it's been a tough one for me to come back to this hotel room and think about the work that I've done over the last few years with video game companies and corporates, that I would be responsible for $1.5 million for 3 days. And I knew when I was doing it, and that's the reason I left that industry, was I just couldn't know that we spend on 3 days what you could spend on something like this and make a difference. But I had no idea. I just had no idea what that meant in practice. And to see Gautam give his life over and leave the IT job he had because he knew better too, when I look at him, I see what I feel, and it's this sense of I get you with him that I don't feel very often, and I haven't worked out yet how we're going to do it, but I have to do it. I have to do it because there's a person like him here that when an old man was found on the street yesterday, he had the police bring the old man to the house with the kids. The kids saw it all. We saw it all. And he picked up the old man out of the police van and put him down and started to try and feed him. And today we're going to look after that old man and take him to be rescued, which is one of the things that they do. And to see him with that man, like there's no option. And that's what he's been trying to explain to me. And I understand what his energy, because I keep sort of trying to ask him lots of questions, and he's so results focused. Like he's so like, we need this orphanage. We need to change this. We just got to go here. And so many people are busy talking about what would make a change. And he's so busy in the doing that he doesn't even want to talk to me about what's needed to make a change. And I've been getting really frustrated with Ian. Last night I kind of was a person I don't like to be. I was getting really short with him because he was talking about the film and he was talking about how brilliant the storyline was going to be and how great the images are. And I just wanted to say, so what? Like, that's really nice, but we need to do something with it. Like, I get that it's all part of it. And Ian's so amazing to have traveled with me. All I'd had to do was pay his way. And he's capturing these stories that are going to change the situation. But I got mad yesterday because we haven't changed it yet. We've only been here 2 days. I know it's ridiculous, but I kept saying, but we haven't done it yet, but we haven't done it yet. And the poor guy, he was so understanding. But I get it. It's like this video is going to change it, and the pictures are going to change it. But I want the change to be today. So I'm going to be patient, and I'm going to be able to, by the end of this, I promise Ian and I promise myself that I'm going to be able to trust the process, that this is going to take us time. But it definitely got to me yesterday that we're taking all these captivating pictures and video and we're feeding these people food so that they can be satiated today, but there is not a solution that we've created yet. And that has to happen. And I know that for me, a lot of that's going to involve going back to LA and creating the solution there, because that's the world I know, but I am committed with every part of my being to making sure that Gautam and the children and their work becomes the way, that through service, through love, and through treating people like they're people, there will be a shift. So that's what we're going to do. And I encourage you to join us on this journey, because it's the most incredible journey ever. Like in every way. And today we're going to rescue that man. We're going to go on that journey. And then I think I just really want to spend time with the kids, because that's where the future is for this story. That's where these children who could have ended up like the older men and women that we have to feed because they have no other way to eat. But they're not going to be. These kids are so alive and so sweet, the way they kept running out like, Biddy, Biddy, Biddy. And want to tell me everything and sing with me and dance with me and hold my hands. And it's just, that's where the magic is. Okay, I'm sweating. It's warm. I'm going to go down and be kind to Ian this morning, because I'm so grateful that he is doing what he's doing. And I'm so grateful that Gautam responded to that Facebook message when I wrote to him and said, I want to support you. And here we are. So a happy Monday evening to you all. And I will see you again tomorrow, maybe. if you join us, and I'm so grateful for you joining. Okay. Bye, everyone.